My name is Ashley Jane. I am so excited to introduce you to my crochet series. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also just really excited to be passing on this really cool skill to new people. So this series, oh, sorry, you can see my dog. Every now and then you'll hear and see my dogs in these as well because they never leave me alone, but that's okay because I love them. Anyways, I'm really excited to pass on this skill to new people. This is designed for beginners. I'll be taking us through the very basics of picking out yarn and a hook, how to wrap and cast that on, and then from there we'll be building blocks. Overall, we're building 54 blocks, so it's going to take us a little over a year. I plan to release one video per week. And we'll start from the very most basic stitch and then work our way to more advanced stitches throughout this. And by the end, we'll have a really cool sampler style afghan that you can put together. You can cozy up in it. You can give it as a beautiful gift. You can kind of do whatever you want. But with all these new stitches in your arsenal, you'll also be able to do a lot of cool projects along the way. So as we go through the series, I'll also be releasing little patterns of things that you can make with the stitches that we've learned so far, just to make sure that we're not getting bored while we're waiting for the new block of the week. But without further ado, I'll go ahead and kind of get us kicked off here with how to, again, choose that hook, create that cast on with your yarn, and just get us started on our most basic process of starting your project. In the meantime, please feel free to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave me any comments or feedback in the little comment section below. That's really going to help me just adjust how I'm teaching you guys and how I'm crafting these for you to make sure that you're actually understanding what I'm talking about. So definitely be in touch, and I hope you like it. Let's get started. All right, friends, I am so excited to get started here. Just getting us kicked off with selecting the yarn for the measurements for this tutorial series. I'm just going to be using a medium weight 4-ply yarn for the whole thing. You might see my colors change throughout, but overall that's going to be what we're working with. I'm also going to be using a J or 10 hook. It's also a 6mm. Focus. There we go. You can see this has had a lot of wear. This is just one of my favorite hook sizes in general, so I will be sticking with that. And to get started, before we even look at any stitches, I wanted to take a second to talk with you guys about how to just start with tying a basic slip knot. So the trick to this, it's actually way easier. You'll see me tying it really quickly in my own way, but when you're first getting used to it, just pinch that yarn around your fingers and then wrap it behind like I just did. You'll cross that length over the wrap that you've made and tuck it through. So what's happening here after you tuck it through, just pull those fingers out, hang on to the little baby end and your long end and tighten that up. Once you secure that, you'll have yourself a nice easy little slip knot. And that is how we get started with our chain. So from there, if this is your first time doing crochet, I do want to point out that it's a little tough to get used to how to hold your project and the yarn and keep tension on your yarn. And the hardest part about crochet, I promise, is just getting started with this one single little stitch. There's just not a lot to hang on to yet. But it will get easier, especially as you get more project in your hand. So what I like to do is wrap through my index finger and then I twist. And you can see right there, just tugging on that yarn, you'll feel there's a good amount of tension, and it's usually just enough to keep my project from getting, not too carried away, not too loosey-goosey. So I just really like that. After I do that motion, I usually pinch as close as I can to the hook with my middle finger and thumb, and everything else I just, it's just kind of close by. But so starting with your chain, the way that I have my grip and my hook preference I just dip my hook like this. Some people will naturally hold their hooks different ways. That feels really strange to me. So you will have to find your own groove. So anyways, getting started with the chain. It's very easy. You simply wrap the yarn and you're going to pull it through the loop. Now anytime I pull, you'll notice I have a slight twist here. And that helps me get this hook through the actual loop instead of getting stuck on the loop. So again, wrap, oopsie, I dropped it, and twist. Wrap, and see I'm hooking that yarn, and then I twist and I pull through the loop. Wrap, twist, wrap, twist, and we are rocking and rolling. Okay, I haven't even been keeping track, so how do I count these things? That's the next important step. You'll notice that each stitch that you make has a nice smooth side and then a weird little bump on the back. Some different patterns will ask you to work into that back there. We'll just be working into this main stitch. And how you count that, you don't count the one that's on your hook currently. So I'm just going to loosen that so it kind of gets out of my way. But each knot almost makes a teardrop shape when it loops around, and that's a stitch. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oh, that one's a little loose, 9, and 10. And as we start to work in to our actual stitches to make a block, you'll see that those are the locations that we're actually pushing into to create different stitches. So it'll push straight through, and we'll be doing all kinds of fun stuff with that. So I hope this has been helpful. Just a quick little video about how to tie off your knot, cast on that chain, and then again, just the reminder of throughout this series, I'll be using my 6mm and just that medium weight 4-ply yarn. Hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.